Hi guys, I hope you are all doing well. Let's see today's question. So today's question we are taking this up from the topic of limits. And if I talk about the question that is given to us here from this topic, the question tells us that a is the value of limit where x tends to 0 and the function that is given to us here is square root of 1 plus square root of 1 plus x raised to 4 minus root of 2 divided by x to the power 4. So that's the value of a given to us, and b they have given us as a value of a limit again where x tends to 0, and the expression given to us is sine square x divided by root 2 minus square root of 1 plus cos x. So that's the whole functions given to us for a and b. Question is asking me to figure out the value of a b cube. So let's try to figure out what is the value of this expression a b cube. And if I talk about the answer choices that I have been given here, the options are 36, 25, 32, and the last answer choice is 30. So we need to figure out which one of the answer choices is the correct answer for this question or this expression's value that is asked to us. Let's see how to solve this question further. So first I'll try for the limit to find the value of a. So let's try to figure out that. So limit x tends to 0. Square root of 1 plus square root of 1 plus x raised to 4 minus root 2 divided by x to the power 4. Now once I have this thing, what I can do here is I can use the idea of rationalization, because if I put it here directly x as 0, right? Let's understand what does this form become. So I get denominator obviously 0 because 0 to the power 4. But here if I put it 0, I get 1 plus 0, which is square root of 1, which is 1. And then I get square root of 1 plus 1, which is square root of 2 minus square root of 2, which is again 0. So I get 0 over 0 form. Once I get 0 over 0 form, I'll use the idea of rationalization. So limit x tends to 0, square root of 1 plus root of 1 plus x to the power 4 minus root 2 divided by x to the power 4. Multiplying and dividing by the conjugate of that entire expression here. So I get square root of 1 plus root of 1 plus x raised to 4. Instead of minus, I will just multiply and divide with plus here. So I'm putting plus in between the two expressions. Now, if I try to solve this, I get limit x tends to 0. I have this as a minus b and this is a plus b. So a minus b times a plus b, which basically makes it a square minus b square. Once I have that as a square minus b square, I'll use that. So I get square root of 1 plus root of 1 plus x to the power 4, the whole squared, minus b squared, so root 2 squared, divided by x to the power 4, and this entire expression is as it is. Now, if I further try to solve it, I get this is limit x tends to 0. Square root and the square basically cancels each other, so I would be just left with 1 plus root of 1 plus x to the power 4 minus root 2 squared, which is just 2, divided by x to the power 4, and this entire expression I will write as it is. So I've written that as it is. Now this entire term, if you guys see, if I put x as 0 here, this will not create an issue. But this, if I put it 0 here, still it will make my denominator 0. So this expression is creating an issue. So I should basically eliminate or try to eliminate this expression. Whereas here also, if I put it 0, I get square root of 1 plus 1, which is 1 plus 0, sorry, not 1 plus 1. So 1 plus 0, which will give me 1. So square root of 1 is 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2 and 2 minus 2 will again make it 0. So I get 0 over 0 form still. So basically I have the problem with this term in the numerator and this term in the denominator. This is not creating any issue, so we'll keep it as it is. Now once I have this, I'll try to simplify that first. So limit x tends to 0. Square root of 1 plus x to the power 4, I'll write it as it is because I cannot do anything with that. But I can do plus 1 and minus 2. So plus 1 and minus 2 will basically make it minus 1. X to the power 4 here. And this is as it is I'm writing. So square root of 1 plus root of 1 plus x to the power 4 plus root 2. So this is the entire thing I have. Now once I have this, I'll again do the rationalizing process. So I'll rationalize root of 1 plus x to the power 4 plus 1. So if I do that, what I get here is a minus b, a plus b, again a square minus b square. So if I see a square minus b square, I get square root of 1 plus x to the power 4 square minus 1 square, whole thing divided by x to the power 4, square root of 1 plus root of 1 plus x to the power 4 plus root 2, as it is, because that is not creating any problem. And here also I write it as it is, root of 1 plus x to the power 4 plus 1. This is also not creating any problem. So let's try to simplify. This basically gets cancelled, square and square root, and this becomes square. So I directly get limit x tends to 0, 1 plus x to the power 4 minus 1. So 1 and minus 1 becomes 0. Your numerator is just left with x to the power 4, which I can again directly cancel with the term present in the denominator. So this x to the power 4 also gets cancelled. So in the numerator, I just have 1 now. Root of 1 plus root of 1 plus x to the power 4 and plus root 2 as it is. And this term also as it is. Now if I just substitute the value of limit, because these twos are not creating any problem for us, the one that was creating problem has been eliminated from the numerator and the denominator. So your numerator is just 1. Now if I put x as 0 here, I get 1 over square root of 1 plus root of 1 plus 0, which is just 1, plus root 2 multiplied with the another bracket, which is root of 1 plus 0, which is 1. 1 plus 1 is just 2. So I get from here 1 over root of 1 plus 1, which is root 2. Root 2 plus root 2 is 2 root 2. So 2 root 2 into 2. So I get 1 over 4 root 2. So that becomes the value of A. Now let's try to figure out the value of B here. B tells me limit x tends to 0 sine square x divided by root 2 minus root of 1 plus cos x. Now first, if I see root here in the denominator, I know I have to rationalize. So root 2 plus root of 1 plus cos x and root 2 plus root of 1 plus cos x. And if I have to cancel any terms, I should have my trigonometric ratios in only one form. So sine square x also I can use the identity, that is sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So from there, if I figure out sine square theta, I can just write it as 1 minus cos square theta. So I can use the idea to write this as 1 minus cos square x. Once I can use that, I can just solve this further. Limit x tends to 0, 1 minus cos square x, and this entire term is as it is. So square root of 2 plus square root of 1 plus cos x. The whole thing is divided by a minus b times a plus b, which is a square minus b square. So root 2 squared minus root of 1 plus cos x squared. So from here I get limit x tends to 0. I can just use this as a as 1 square, because I can write 1 as 1 square because that's definitely 1. So I'm just using that idea of a square minus b square, which I can split as 1 plus cos x, a plus b, and a minus b. And this term I'm writing as it is, so root 2 plus root of 1 plus cos x divided by root 2 squared, which is 2, minus 1 minus cos x, because this square root and square gets cancelled, so you just have 1 plus cos x. If I open the brackets, the signs change, so I get this. 2 minus 1 is basically 1. 1 minus cos x, this gets cancelled with this, so I'm just left with this. Now if I put x as 0, I get 1 plus cos 0. Cos 0 is 1, so 1 plus 1, and root 2 plus root of 1 plus cos 0, which is again 1. So from here I get 2, and this becomes root 2 plus root 2, which is 2 root 2. So I get this is 4 root 2. So I have a with me, I have b with me now. Once I have a and b both, I can just use the value of the expression that they have asked us to figure out. So they have asked me to figure out a b cube. So if I figure out here only, a we've got it as 1 over 4 root 2, and b we have gotten here as just 4 root 2. So I have a as 1 over 4 root 2 and b is 4 root 2. But here they have told me to cube b, so I'll cube this b. So from here, what do I get? Let's see. So if I solve it further, I get 1 over 4 root 2, 4 cube, 64 root 2 cube, 2 root 2. So root 2 cancels, 4 and 16. So 16 times 2 is 32. And that basically matches with answer choice C. So C becomes the correct answer for this question that is given to us here. I hope you have understood how to solve this type of questions. So this was a pretty easy question. The only important thing in this entire question was to know how to rationalize your expressions so that you do not get the form 0 over 0 when you apply the limit. Until you get 0 over 0 form, you can use the idea of rationalization so that the terms which are causing 0 get cancelled, like in this case of x to the power 4. Then I had to just figure out the value of the limit by putting x as 0. I got A, likewise, I got B also here. And once I got A and B, I just figured out the value of the expression AB cube. That basically gave me the answer choice C as the correct answer. So C becomes the correct answer for this question here. I'll see you again tomorrow with some other question from some other topic. And we are going to continue our series of questions on JEE mains. So stay tuned for more videos to roll out. Also, if you're enjoying these videos that we are doing on everyday basis, please do like the videos as well and do subscribe to my channel and share this channel with your friends also who are involved in the preparation of questions on JEE so they can also take the benefit from these questions that we are solving. Thank you.